What's up, everybody? Former Glory Day here, and I have the incredible pleasure of looking at Predecessor's upcoming patch 1.10. Man, time's really flying. I'm in the Predecessor Creators Guild, and we've been given a early access view at patch 1.10 and all of the incredible stuff that comes with it. One of the amazing features that's on the way is 38 new items. This is something the community has been begging for, pleading for, asking for, and they have heard us. 38 new items. Tanks. Everybody's beefy boys. The first item coming to them is the Cursed Scroll. This is another one of those cursed items. It's going to give 20% attack speed, 50 physical armor, 30 magical armor, and 150% base health regen. This has the Curse of Pain that is triggered on basic attacks. You deal 30 plus 5% of your health damage to yourself and the enemy target. Okay, so that's this, hence pain. You're dealing both people. This damage cannot hurt you below 35% health. It has a second passive called Forbidden Art. For every 100 health you are missing, you will gain 2.5% attack speed and 30% base health regen. So the trade-off here is you are dealing damage to yourself when you're basic attacking, but the less health you have, the faster you are attacking, and the more health you will regenerate. So it's kind of feeding into itself, but also the curse can never bring you below 35% of your health. You can obviously continue damaging the enemy and bring them all the way down to 0 to a gray screen, but you'll stop at 35% health. And then the more you are attacking, you will gain 30% base health regen. And then for every 100 health you're missing, you're going to gain 30% base health regen as well. So you'll kind of bring that health back up, and then it'll happen again the next time you fight. The next item coming to tanks is called Inquisition. It's a very cool item that has a cool interaction for area damage. You get 275 health, 200 mana, 40 magical armor, and 10 ability haste. And it has a passive on it called Psy Wave with a 1-second cooldown. When you cast an ability, an aura or a wave is going to emit around you, dealing 60 plus 2% of your health as damage to an enemy that is standing in that area. And damage is increased by 35% against monsters. Sevarog absolutely screaming right now. So the next item is hilarious to me, and if any of you watched the dev stream, you will have seen this, but this item is called Rebirth, and it has exactly what you would expect on it. You get 40 physical armor, 30 magical armor, and 10 ability haste. It has a passive called Mechanica with a 240-second cooldown, so that's not a short cooldown. Upon dying, it is triggered. So after 1.75 seconds, you come back to life as a drone that you can move around and pilot and shoot out of. If you survive for 7 seconds as this drone, you will resurrect back with 50% health and mana. Yes, you will resurrect. So you can move slower, but if you can survive for 7 seconds, you come back to life. Whether you survive or die, the cooldown is triggered 240 seconds before you can try again. So your drone has between 500 and 1700 health based on your level when you die. Your stats are reduced and you can't use abilities or items. You have 50% of your jump height, and you can basic attack for reduced damage. So it's very cool, kind of a cool way for you to get back in the game, especially being over there in the solo lane where nobody's visiting you and you're getting weak-sided. It is what it is. This is a cool way to stay in the game longer without having to have a gray screen. The next item coming to tanks is called Transference. It is a shielding item. It provides 200 health, 40 physical power, 35 magical armor, and 12% heal and shield power. Passive on it called Shield Transference. Upon shields expiring, 50% of its remaining value is restored as health over 3 seconds. This is reduced to 25% for ally shields. And it has a second passive called Ionizing Charge. While you are shielded, you gain 12% movement speed and 10% increased armor. So really, really cool interactions with shielding. I love that you also gain this health regen off of ally shields. That's a really cool, because it's kind of looping in people that are giving shields to other people, but maybe not shielding themselves. I see a couple of supports building this, if I'm being honest. This is a really cool item. The next item coming to tanks is called Vainglory. It's a defense. It's a defense-based item. It's going to give you 200 health, 45 physical armor, 35 magical armor. So this has a passive on it called Pride with a half-a-second cooldown. When you deal damage or when you take damage, you're getting a stack of something called Vanity for 4 seconds. Each stack of Vanity is going to provide you with 0.5% increased physical and magical armor to a maximum of 10 stacks. So that's 5% right there. However, it has an additional passive called In Vain. While you are at the max stacks of 10, you're going to gain a flat additional 10% increased armor. So for as long as you can maintain 10 stacks, you'll have 15% additional resistances. Very, very cool way to, the longer the fight goes, the more sustain you will have, the more ability to stick out those long fights. In team fights, you're going to be an absolute bastion. This is a great item for if you've got heavy burst on the enemy team. You just need to be the guy that can stick out those fights. This is a great item for you. And that's going to do it, everybody. I hope that you get a lot out of this video, that you can put it to good use, knowing exactly how you want to build and what new items you want to try first. Let me know in the comments below what item you're most excited about. If you would, please consider liking and subscribing this video. It goes a long way and helps me out more than you know. So thank you so much, and I will see you over the weekend and into next week on patch 1.10. Thanks. See you next time.